What is going on in the spotlight? This is your host, Pete Chow. I'm actually sitting here with Aaron Helmling, who's a bookman going on his 4th year. He's actually running an organization for the first time himself at UNM, and he's really just enjoying, learning a full-time with the company. And he's just super stoked, super ready to take on all that good responsibility. So Aaron himself, he's a frat boy, Sigma Pi. The fun facts about him are he's driven across the country 6 times. And after this summer, what he wants to do with his money and time is he actually wants to take his sister to go hang out with monks in Thailand. So Aaron, I think that's awesome. I think that's interesting. Why don't we start off with that? Tell me about the monk thing.
Okay. So I originally wanted to study abroad and do that. And I talked with Christian DeBay, and he goes, it doesn't really sound like you want to study abroad at all. It sounds like you kind of just want to travel. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And so that's been a big goal of mine is after the summer is to take some time to travel the world a little bit. East Asia is a big place that I want to go. And I talked with my sister about it. I'm like, hey, it'd be cool to fly you out and for a week or something like that. And she goes, I want to go to Thailand. You know what I mean? And she's like, you've been talking about this monk thing, hanging out with monks. And Danny and Elise, they actually did that once. And so Danny was talking to me about it. And so he's a good person to speak with about somebody who's actually done it in the past. Yeah, just kind of, I don't know, just get the experience of meeting different people in different walks of life, getting to not travel as a tourist, but travel as a local. I want to live or at least experience, how other people do in different areas. And that's not just East Asia. I want to go to it'd be cool to go to South America, Europe for a little while. I don't know, wherever I guess financially I can go, wherever the wind takes me. That's not planned yet. I'm just kind of do it. But
I love it, Aaron. Cool. So to start off with the questions, I'm wondering myself, and I'm sure a lot of the first years and other student leaders are wondering, how did you hear about this crazy job in the first place?
Okay. So I was recruited by one of my fraternity brothers, Cash Garty. And I kind of have a funny story about it. He was I was sitting in our student union and at Central Michigan, which is where I went to college, and Cash kind of walked up to me. I didn't know him very well at the time. He's a little older than me. And he kind of looks over my shoulder. He's like, hey, what are you doing there working on? I was coincidentally working on my resume. And it was terrible. I had a really, really bad resume and I have it still saved. And he looked at it and he goes, wow, that's crap. He goes, that's really bad. And it was funny. I remember this and I tell him the story all the time. And so he goes, yeah, I mean, you should meet with, my student manager. I met with this guy, Nate Strahl. And so Nate, I did the interview process like everybody does. And probably about the second day, I had learned enough to where I was at a point in college where I had been involved with a lot of things. And I had done, it was my first year in college, a university. And so I was involved with a lot of things. So I was now surrounded by all these people, but I wasn't really where I wanted to be as far as emotionally and just kind of I was underwhelmed with my college experience at the time, which is taking it with a grain of salt because I was involved with so much stuff. But it's now that I'm around all these people, it's I don't know how to talk to them, And so I viewed this my first summer as a way for me to get from point A to point B. So this little bridge appeared all of a sudden, and I'm like, well, I'm here and I want to be there. And it just, I don't know, it just appeared at a time when I was really looking for something like this. And so I kind of knew, after a couple of days of talking with Nate and Cash, that it was an opportunity that I wanted to do. And yeah, that's my story.
So, hey man, it sounds like you had a need and then somebody filled it for you, right?
It sounds like I had needed somebody to build it for me. Yeah, exactly.
Something
Uh-huh.
I'm learning. This is what this job is all about. It's about serving others, and just helping out.
Hmm.
But since you're going on your fourth summer, you're definitely racking up some experience in the company, and you're going to be OLing for the first time this year. So, how do you feel about that? Give me your thoughts. Give me your feelings. Give me all of it.
Um, yeah, I just excited, I guess, to have new responsibilities. You know what I mean? I was able to like AOL with Ben Bressler last summer or for him last summer, and each summer that I've done this, I've gotten more responsibilities, and I've continued to seek that. It's like um, continue to seek, yeah, more chances to just grow as a person, and so it's definitely been out of my comfort zone. Every aspect of it has been out of my comfort zone, and that's what I love about it. It's like that's what's been so exciting is um, in the beginning going into it with that mentality of like I am excited to continuously do things that I've never done before. And then once it got to a point where I had done everything for like the not everything, but done a lot of things for the first time, we had like COVID-19, and now I'm like, oh, I get new opportunities to do things for the first time, and that's what this whole semester has been about for me. Is just kind of like a growth experience uh, to get yeah, just expand that comfort zone because the more I've done it, the more I've been comfortable getting uncomfortable. That's
Mm.
really all it is, what it comes down to.
And I think there's a lesson in a story there for the first year, right?
What?
I think there's a lesson in a story in your story for the first years. And what I'm trying to get at is the first years listening out there, this job is out of the box. It's going to get you out of your comfort zone.
Hmm.
But if you want that growth, you got to do it anyways.
Yeah, it's and I talked with somebody earlier today on the phone about it, and it was like there's a I feel like a lot of people want to um, like be more successful in life or hit more goals by doing less. Um, it's just I think a common mentality, and it's not really how it works. I think you know what I mean. And I don't know where that comes from. Whether it be some people maybe say social media or whatever, but it's like that's just the difficult task of doing the things to get you there. You know,
Mm,
that's what it's all about. But yeah, you're
cool.
right.
And then for the first years I don't know, an OL is a person who runs or helps run an entire campus org. So you're doing out of UNM, right?
Yeah, yeah, in Albuquerque.
Yeah. And then how did you get started with that?
Um, So Jen Fisk and I are running the University of New Mexico. How did I? Yeah, that's a good question. It was a big decision on me for me as far as where I wanted to go, and ultimately came down to like wanting. So UNM and Albuquerque, there hadn't been a Southwestern presence there for a while, and so being able to start something new was really cool, and being able to just you know start it from scratch, do things where it was just Jen and Maddie Whalen and I, and um, so kind of just doing things, and we did have assistants and stuff throughout the way, but like for a large part, it was through trial and error, and it's been really exciting. That's I think exactly what I was looking for, and but as far as like the leadership is it's not really assigned as it is just assumed. It's like you kind of just be like, well, I'm gonna do it now. You know what I mean? It's like and that's a big yeah. I mean, yes, that's a big thing for people to learn. Is like just yeah, I don't know, just doing it. It's like when it came down to it, it's just the decision to be that position or that title. It's not really like you know an OL or whatever isn't like a page in a book, but it's a type of person or a character that you choose to be. You know.
Ooh, you're spitting fire, man. You're spitting fire.
Thank you.
Cool. So, bonus question. Okay.
Okay.
So, Aaron Helmling, alternate universe, right? Where we have superpowers.
I've thought of
Okay.
this already. Yeah, go ahead.
Some giant tentacle monster is like marching its way to our company
Oh,
headquarters in Nashville. Just wanted to destroy it, right? Um, so who would be three trusty book kids you would pick to fight off that monster?
My three trusty.
Yeah, three
Okay.
book kids you know that would have your back and that would fight with you to the death.
Whew, that's a good question. Who would I trust to fight to the death with me? That's a great question. I think Liz Poe would beat the shit out of that monster. I
Mm.
think
I'm gonna have to bleep that one out.
what?
I'm gonna have to bleep that one out.
Oh, okay, I think Liz Poe would beat the crap out of it. I think um, Alex Silva would do good against a fight in a big monster. He'd have a lot of energy. He'd be able to take it on. And maybe does this like current book people or do you past ones count too?
Anybody, man. Anybody.
Anybody? I feel like Nate Straw would do pretty well against it as well. I think he's just kind of got like a he's wild. He would just go. Yeah, I don't know what he would do. You know what I mean? He would probably scare the monster away with his, you know. And if you know him, you know.
You definitely see Liz Poe. She has that like intimidating factor.
I know.
And you're right. Alex Silva does have a lot of energy.
I know.
Cool. And I think one big misconception that rookies have is that sales is some like complex job and there's always like ins and outs, which there are. But at the end of the day, with anything, with any sport, job or whatever, it says how good you are at those fundamentals, right? Hours, demos, attitude. So if you could pick one piece of advice that you would give to any first year, and you could only give us one piece of advice, what would that be?
I would say going into the summer with an expectancy of just doing something new. You know, it's like doing something like I mean, as much as you can be prepared, it's like the summer's designed to be an obstacle and it's designed to be uncomfortable. And so kind of going in with that initial mentality of like this is going to be new and kind of enjoy the ride. It's like have a attitude of gratitude and be thankful for everything that you can, you know, can be thrown at you. But yeah, maybe just kind of being open with the people that are there to try to help you too. It's like the entire idea is that, you know, there's these mentors put in place to kind of help you be successful and hit your goals. And so just, you know, acknowledging that it's like being like we always talk about being coachable, I guess it's like being willing to listen. I think I can probably talk from experience through that. As my first summer, that was an obstacle for me, was just listening. You know what I mean? Just it took me a while to understand that people were just telling me exactly what I needed to do to be successful, but I was looking for this key. You know what I mean? It's like, what's the key? And there is no such thing. It's like you know, they're there to just give you the tools and the utensils to hit your goals. And so if you choose to apply to use them, or if you choose to apply them and whatnot, that would be my biggest piece of advice for someone their first summer.
So be coachable, be like Daniel-san, right? Southwestern Advantage is Mr. Miyagi, okay?
Yeah.
Tell you to wax on and wax off, then you wax on and wax off.
Yeah.
This program has been around for 150 years. And it's been designed and developed by the best salespeople in the world. So honestly, guys, that's a great place to end this. Aaron, thank you for your time, man. Do you have any last remarks for the people?
Do I have any last pieces of information?
Any last words?
Not really. No, don't have my mind.
Cool. All right. Well, hey, this is Chow. Back at it again with Empire Spotlight, again with Aaron Helmling. And hey guys, stay tuned for the next TD Empire Spotlight.